Hello, greetings. The night has started. It's me, Zahra Jawad. Zahra Jawad. And Zahra Jawad Truth Seeker on YouTube, Zahra Laila Jawad on Facebook. I've given myself such a challenge today to prove the falsity of this Prophet Muhammad through the Quran ayats as much as possible, and then maybe also through the commentaries we'll need of Shia commentary. Sunni Islam is completely gone. I can't put it succinctly here, but where to start from now? But let's see, maybe in another video, there are different parts, videos I've uploaded on this Islam, against it, my arguments, my reasoning. You can watch those, but today I have to prove that I've given myself a challenge before the night is over. And this is, what time is it? Maybe when the video is uploaded, it might be 12. And around 12, the Shia's namaz becomes like what? You can do late Isha namaz until 12, I think. It becomes qaza. No, then after that you cannot pray. Then it's qaza prayer, yeah. After 12 midnight is the qaza prayer. So the time is left till 12 o'clock. And how the Muslim night starts. Islamic calendar, Islamic day, night, the moon. For us, the sun rises, and that's not a new day. For someone else it is. Not when I was a Shia. And when the night comes, that's our new day. So it's a new day for the Muslims. I was thinking now that I've jotted down points and I know God has helped me to win through these points here. How can I show you? So let me see if I can show you, but where to start? So I was thinking, since I have the upper hand, I looked for the ayat that, no, Zahra, since you have the upper hand, what do? We just let you go. We let the Shias and the Sunnis go, because that will be very hard for you. Since the signs of Allah have come to me, and that I should respect also the signs of Allah, and what else has come to me. So in Surah Baqarah it is that I have no distinction does Allah make between prophets. And then I found an article, Sunni, Shia, all of them unanimously agree that this prophet, as Aka Puya has said in his commentary under that verse in the previous video, I said I've forgotten the number, and even in which Surah Al Imran maybe, that this prophet is the superior most prophet. So then here again, we have this article I shared on Facebook. Many ayats were given, right, that Rasulullah is the superior most. And this ayat on aboutislam.net, is Prophet Muhammad superior to other prophets? So then the Shias even would say the same thing, that this verse, which is coming here, say we have believed in Allah and what has been revealed to us, and what has been revealed to Abraham and Ishmael and Isaac and Jacob and the descendants, al-Asbat in brackets. And what was given, meaning descendants in Arabic, they've at least put al-Asbat, it means. And what was given to Moses and Jesus, and what was given to the prophets from their Lord. We make no distinction. between any of them, and we are Muslims in submission to him. Surah Baqarah, verse 136. So thank you. This is written by About Islam. Raya Shaukat Fard is the author of this brilliant way, simple writing, explaining succinctly, and then in the end also why glorify him at early dawn. So she explains that you, mankind, may believe in Allah and His Messenger, and may honor Him, and may revere Him, and may glorify Him at early dawn and at the close of day. Surah Fat, Ayat 9. She has explained beautifully, honor and revere Him, and Allah for the last, glorify Him. So she has rectified me. So let's take this verse as glorify Allah because of the way, yes, I also thought about it, tusabihuhu, here to mean declare him devoid of inappropriate attributes and pray for him. So why those of the first group that said the pronouns all refer to the Prophet explained, glorify him, explained glorify him. Tasabbihuhu here to mean declare him void. Declare him void of inappropriate attributes and pray for him. So I have to read this again to understand it, but you know what, all this ayats she has explained, and there are the general ayats, but this prophet, the last seal of the prophets, is the superior most prophet. Or is it just a prejudice? So she's tried to be as neutral as possible. Okay, so then we cannot, I cannot say much about this. I'll have to reflect on this. Right? Surah Baqarah, no distinction between prophets. Now we come to Ali and Fatima, or brother or sister. How? Because no, you'll say Prophet Muhammad made him his brother, so that would be that an uncle. Because you see in Surah Maryam it is mentioned, O sister of Harun, your mother, father, they were not unchaste, bad, and all this, right? So, sister of Harun. If this race is one, then if they marry inside this race, then isn't it incest? Calling, and when about the adopted son, no blood relation, but then why does God call Maryam Ali Imran, the daughter of Imran, let's say, Maryam bint. Okay, Maryam, the sister of Harun. Harun was at the time of Musa, and we all know that this is the Harun, the brother of Musa. So wouldn't that make, if we take it this way from the Quran ayats, that would make Ali and Fatima very, very close. Like, since in Hadith Manzilat, if we work this out, please, Shias, look at it seriously. As Harun was to Musa, work out. The Hadith of Manzilat, Rasulullah tells Imam Ali when he was not taken to that battle and he was kept behind in Medina to take care of the affairs of Prophet Muhammad and protect the women and children of Prophet Muhammad. So, Muslims, Mu'min, who were left in Medina. So wouldn't that make, if this is one race, and then how could they marry in this one race when at least Bibi Maryam should not have been called the sister of Harun? Okay, I don't, like even if it's one race, they're sisters and brothers. That's how I would take it. Because if Harun, Musa's, and this is what the Quran claims, Harun, Musa's brother, because Bibi Maryam didn't have a brother. Hannah, we are told, in the Ali Imran only had one daughter, and then she said, I dedicate her. She was given one daughter. She was given a daughter. We are not told in the Quran that Bibi Hannah, but the name also isn't given of Maryam's mother in the Quran ayat, Surah Al Imran. So no Harun at that time with Maryam. So this Harun, sister of Harun, and then we look at the other ayats, right, about Yaqub, Ishmael, Ishaq being of one race, Hazrat Nuh, Hazrat Yusuf, Hazrat Yaqub, this one race who believed in one God and all this, descendants. But since in Surah Maryam, Bibi Maryam is called the sister of Harun, that would make, and since this hadith manzilat, are you not, Rasulullah tells Imam Ali, are you not as Harun was to Musa? Are you not to me as Harun was to Musa? And what was Harun to Musa? Brother, blood, right? Not steps. So, and here again, even if step-brothers, Bibi Maryam is called the sister of Harun. Because the people say, oh, sister of Harun, how can, and God has recorded this and not objected to it either. That no, these people, these disbelievers who were in a disquieting doubt, said that, oh, sister of Harun. So, maybe even here some Muslims, Shia Sunnis may have some thing. I'm just what point I could not have covered, and then you would say, "What a stupid person," or yeah, I am, and I confess. So our religious scholars putting their lives in this, even the Sunni Muslims. Some of them would kill for Prophet Muhammad and their religion, to defend their religion. Even the Shias they would kill. Hadith manzilat, okay? So if you work it out, Shias and Sunni Muslims, I don't know if I can address you in this and include you in this. Ali and Fatima would be brothers and sisters. Brother and sister. According to verse this, when God does not object to this, O sister of Harun. The disbelievers who doubt her, call her. Okay, God did not call her the sister of Harun, but the ones who couldn't believe that she would have a miraculous conception called her like this. And it is recorded, and no objection do I see in that. The ayats. So mostly I'm concentrating on the ayats. And so, okay, here Surah Baqarah, verse 136, again back, no distinction between prophets. My disclaimer with those other ayats that this prophet is superior than the other prophets, because first Allah puts no distinction do we make between prophets. Then he says the last, this prophet is the most superior. Then when we go to Surah Tawbah, ayat 31, I think it is, do not take lords as arbabs. Do not take your monks and rabbis as lords, arbabs. But except for Allah and Isa ibn Maryam. So that's how it is put in that order. Why did God put it in that order that people have to now, the Quran experts put a long time ago, put commas and trying to explain that. So also not Isa, Masih ibn Maryam. And then if you say that, such names this prophet was given, and Allah even blessings sent on him and salutations, angels and Allah, before angels. So a general verse, and then this I don't understand. Then why would Allah say like? And then in another ayat, Allah is saying that we have made some excel over others, even the prophets. Then what is the use of this general verse? No distinction do we make between prophets. They say what the message was sent, so they try to explain it, the Quran ayats, which on the face of it seem contradictory. And then we have to go deep into it, plunge deep into it. Okay, so we'll plunge deep later on up into this. Thank you so much. And the signs of Allah, the signs of Allah. So I read previously in my previous video Surah Anbiya, from Surah Anbiya, some ayats about Hazrat Abraham, and before that even idol worshippers. So this being so before, like where the idol worshippers will be, and so they didn't believe in the sign, this message brought by Holy Prophet, this revelation. They did not believe in it. So weren't the relics honored? Weren't we asked? There are verses, please, search engine. So I'll come back to the signs of Allah, honoring the signs of Allah. The house of Allah is there, the sacred house, which we call the house of Allah. Is it called the house of Allah in the Quran? So I'll have to search for that. The things I have to search for, but where to begin with? Ooh, I have the upper hand, right? So I thought, and then I thought, okay, so overwhelming for me. I thought, no, let me be not harsh or rude or impolite or sarcastic, right? But remember, this is me. My other part has been, my whole part has been Shia. Or maybe I should search now. Dying young. So you know what, in Joan of Arc, a man believes what a man believes. So it might take long for me to upload. A man believes what he wants to be. Joan of Arc. I think it's by that author. How can I forget these? That great author, Joan of Arc, who wrote the play. Every man gives his life. Well, I did not look like. I also looked like a Shia, because someone told me when I was in O-levels school, they came up to me when I was leaving my school gate. I was there, and she came up to me, and she said, "You are a Shia." I said, "Yes." And she said, "You look like a Shia." So here is what may not seem very from the surface, but the deep, at least, that thing that my religion is the best, truthful, on justice. So here, Goodreads, thank you so much. Every man gives his life for what he believes. Every woman gives her life for what she believes. Sometimes people believe in little or nothing, and so they give their lives to little or nothing. One life is all we have, and we live it as we believe in living it, ... And then it's gone. But to surrender who you are and to live without belief is more terrible than dying, even more terrible than dying young. Joan of Arc. So please don't kill people just because, this is something great to believe in something and you give life. But live it. Live your life for what you believe in. And also give life to others who may not believe in much. But you are the givers of life. And so I was thinking, isn't there an ayat that this time I was wrong. This time I was so wrong. When you have the upper hand, and I'll show you when the disbelievers have the upper hand, and both ayats I will read, right? So one is this one. Surah 47, verse 35. Corpus.Quran.com, Sahih International. So do not weaken and call for peace while you are superior. While you are superior. And Allah is with you and will never deprive you of the reward of your deeds. So do not falter and cry out for peace when you will be the uppermost, and Allah is with you, and He will not grudge the reward of your actions. Or Pictal translation before that, Sahih International, how many? This is in war, like Allah is saying, is it? Like when you have the upper hand. Pictal says uppermost. Yusuf Ali says uppermost. Shakir says upper hand. Let me read Shakir. This is to the believers, Allah is saying, and be not slack as to cry for peace. Cry for peace. And you have the upper hand. And Allah is with you. So, Allah is with you, believers, it's for the believers. Allah is telling the believers, because Allah is with you, do not slack so as to cry for peace. And when you have the upper hand, it should be. So Yusuf Ali, when, and Shakir, not and, when you have the upper hand. And you have the upper hand, okay? And Allah is with you and He will not bring your deeds to naught. So this, Quran.com, where's Quran.com? So I will, Quran.com, I will show you. See, you're taking my time, but no, before midnight. If I don't prove to you, Quran.com. I've challenged myself. Verse, okay, you give me the disbelievers verse, I give you 47 Surah. Surah Muhammad. Oh my Lord, how shall I have a son? Surah Muhammad. Verse 35. This is, this one, in this one. This is because those who disbelieve follow falsehood, okay? Verse 4. So when you meet the disbelievers in battle, in quotation marks, strike their necks until you have inflicted slaughter upon them. Say International. Upon them, then secure their bonds and either okay. So we're going to 35. So, here I'm quite tired now, but I have to go on. Load more, please. Load more. Wait a minute. Hello, yeah, I found it. I'm here now. I'm at... so let me read 35, right? From Surah Muhammad. Surely those who disbelieve hinder others in others in quotation marks, from the way of Allah, then die as disbelievers, Allah will never forgive them. Hinder others. Let me see. Indeed, those who disbelieve word by word and turn away. Again, it says from the way. So many Muslims have put it like this. Let me show you how they've put it in translation. Hinder others. Again, it doesn't say it that way in Quran to Quran. But here you see they've put hinder and others in this. Dr. Mustafa Khattab Sahi International, averted people. So this, for their Arabic word, their translation is that of this Arabic. Indeed, those who, sorry, I have to tap, disbelieve and turn away from. Do you see any turn others away? This is 34 ayat, yeah? This is turn away from. Turn away from. The way of Allah. Then died. Then die as disbelievers. Then died while they were disbelievers. Please, Muslims, are you sure your translations are right about this ayat? When Surah Tawbah ayat 31, your translations are not right. And is your Arabic even right? Never. Now they've died. Never will Allah forgive them. And what's the other next ayat? 35. Do not falter or cry for peace, for you will have the upper hand. And Allah is with you, and He will never let your deeds go to waste. Do not falter or cry for peace. Do not weaken and call for peace while you are superior. Say International. Let's see word by word. I have to take you, so do not weaken and call for peace while you are superior, and Allah is with you and never will He deprive. So when you are in a battle, maybe you don't have to call for peace, don't have to ask them, don't weaken, call for peace while you are superior. Remember, in Karbala, Imam Hussain did not call for peace. I don't know. 36, did he? The worldly life is no more than play and amusement. If you are faithful and mindful of Allah, He will grant you your full reward and will not ask you to donate all your wealth. If He were to do so and pressure you, you would withhold, and He would bring out your ugliness, perhaps resentment, hatred. unwillingness, miserliness. So here you are being invited to donate a little in the cause of Allah. Here you are being invited to donate a little in the cause of Allah. Still some of you withhold. And whoever does so, it is only to their own loss. For Allah is self-sufficient. Need Him if you still turn away. Whereas you stand in need of Him. Now do you think in the cause of Allah, Allah needs this? Yeah, Allah is self-sufficient, but if you donate a little, no, Allah is testing you. No, don't laugh about this. I know what the Shias will say. Please don't get me into trouble like this. And when you are needy, and if you, what? And Allah is the free, and Allah is free of need while you are needy. Please, Allah, when you are needless, why ask us? No, we will give a little bit. And the sister, Ali and Fatima, brother and sister, according to verse Quran, Surah Maryam, what verse is that? This is my terrible, ugly writing also. And we will come to the relics. What does Hazrat Ibrahim signs? Oops. This is not for this, huh? Upper hand. Okay, now I will show you. You see the relics, signs of Allah, how you respect and honor. You are told in Surah 22, verse 32. Then I told you about disquieting doubts is haram. Surah 42, verse 14. Upper hand, no, I'm on the upper hand, so I will show you. Upper hand. Yeah, here we are told, is this enough? Upper hand 30, verse 35. So do not falter or cry for peace. And if you weaken, do not even cry for peace, for you will have the upper hand. Or while you have the upper hand. Take Dr. Mustafa Khattab Clear Quran or say International or word by word. And call for peace while you are superior. You know what this means? Please take some time. I need to You tell me to cry for... No, you don't tell me. I did it. I take full responsibility for Imam Hussain, the grandson. For Imam Sajjad, at least to remember out of respect for the oppressed. Probably tomorrow if you have a great orgasm, right? Think about Imam Hussain in Karbala and cry for the oppressed. But your right hands, when you're going for muta, when you men and women are going for muta, you can't afford to marry a Sunni, someone you love. Shia cannot marry a Sunni, maybe your parents, maybe something like this, maybe some majburi यहाँ है दुनिया की. बैठे थे किनारे पे मौजों के इशारे. So, please, I know some of you would break down. You know, we Shias, even when happy, oh, the oppressed, oh, I go sightseeing. I go sightseeing when I really went sightseeing. Oh my God, but Ahlul Bayt never went sightseeing because inside they had Jannah, Firdaus, Allah. When they had Allah, when their God realized they're connected, they didn't have to. God made everything for them. They don't have to see it. But when they were forced to go to Karbala from Medina, Imam Hussein had to leave Medina. Okay, so you say they had Jannah, they had Allah. They were so connected, they were God realized, and they were blessed, and they were the light. They had light within, but when your light is taken, inside there's only darkness. You see? And when you go for your mutas, leaving your wives, oh, they did not come with us. Like my father. Have an orgasm. It is healthy for you. Cry for Imam Hussein. Think of the oppressed. Think of those. Think of your daughters who are sitting at home. Unable to find a loved one. Loved one? No, for you marriages are a contract. It is a contract. Have you ever taught contract law to a Sayyid? For free, I have. And I'm not boasting about it now. Maybe God will take away this. And I said to Yusuf Zedi, we came to religious talk or something, that marriage is a contract. You know how it feels to read the contracts? We mention every drop, every blood, every sign of Karbala, Imam Hussein's grand sacrifice. Signs of Allah, you honor. Your Rasulullah has told you. He was mine too, by the way. Signs of Allah you honor, huh? Relics of Harun wa Musa. Sunnis have missed this ayat or something. I don't know. In Surah Maryam, what are we told? They see the signs of Allah. They go down in prostration. Okay, honoring those cattle that you take for for sacrifices, and then you eat them. And when they fall on their side, this verse I was looking for. Okay, so now we come to I was going to show you the upper hand for what do they say about the disbelievers. Sorry. So coming to, okay, wait a minute, just let me, oh my Lord, how shall I, verses of upper hand. Just put upper hand and Quran ayat. Upper hand. And have you ever thought of those who are not married? And cried for them when you are sleeping with what your right hands possess, mutta. temporary wife. Surah Al-Mumtahana, verse 2. If they gain the upper hand over you, they would be your open enemies, unleashing their hands and tongues to harm you, and wishing that you would abandon faith. Yeah. No, I didn't have this heart. Yes, you will say I was a follower of Imam Hussain. That's why. That's what I thought, but now I changed. Humanity doesn't need a religion to have that human feeling for someone in their hearts. So these people, they gain upper hand over you. They would be your open enemies, unleashing their hands and tongues. Who is now who is the open enemy of human beings? Truth, justice. I'm showing you through truth. Sahil, YouTube showing on justice, truth. He wasn't even getting angry. He had a great behavior, manners. He wouldn't even raise his voice or get angry. Or we did not find even a slight bit of irritation or aggravation in his voice. Tired or, oof, even. Do not say fi to your parents when they reach old age. So Sahil was like that, and he's been threatened that they would behead him. I found this out from Gulzar Elia's post in short by Mufti. So who believers will get the upper hand as skillful? Sorry. Surah Mumtana, huh? So your prophet is saying, and this is a witness verse. This is like a verse. It is a ayat. We have Ayatullah, Grand Ayatullah, sign of Allah. All these signs of Allah, this is Quran Pak wal wala, like Sabri brothers. Ghulam Farid Sabri recited Qawali. Balaghul ula bi qamalihi. If they gain the upper hand over you, they would be your open enemies, unleashing their hands and tongues to harm you. Am I here to harm you or to show you the other side, the truth, that this is a false prophet, what I have seen? Am I not here to free you from this tyrant? Tyrant is an underrated word for him. It would be a great insult to call him a tyrant. He used Allah, he used religion, he even favored his family members to the extent where Fatima to Zahra becomes no problem. I had no problem with it. Really, I would have been one of the first ones to go, and even that little room where someone had a dream that Bibi Fatima said, this is my room where, under the staircase. I have done a prostration there because I found Surah Yusuf ayat. I'm not jealous of them. I was never jealous of them. I used to think I will never be a Umar, Abu Bakr, jealous of Imam Ali because Rasulullah took his hand and gave him so much importance from childhood. It's their right, and Allah in His wisdom knows. So I would not be jealous of them if now that jealousy verse that came out. So it reminded me, and so my mind went there. In Surah Fat, the Baduans say that you are jealous, and they put this blame on Muhammad and his followers there, Sahabas, Muslims, Momins. Okay, I wasn't jealous. I would prostrate. If a Sunni Muslim saw me, he'd probably cut my head or kill me later on if he could find a way. Were you prostrating to? This is shirk, polytheism. You're prostrating to that room where Bibi told my mother's, she came in my mother's relative, the caretakers of that Imam Barga, my mother's relatives. She said, I'm in this room. Make this my room and all this. I went in, I prostrated there at that small door, under the staircase in the Imam Barga. There's a small room dedicated to a Fatima Zahra, and they don't put they've made it like they've put a namaz, they've put relics and all this. So I'm not jealous. Now, upper hand, I gave you the one related to the disbelievers ayat, right? If they gain the upper hand over you, they would be your open enemies, unleashing their hands and tongues to harm you. I'm a living example of someone who wants your good. How much I've seen Shias, anyone, even Sunnis. When I saw what happened to the leader of Al-Qaeda, they not only like what they did or they alleged to have done in America and all this, leader of Al-Qaeda, I couldn't read, leader of Al-Qaeda. Shias will tell me, no, but children, no, like I wouldn't touch someone's child or wife. Wikipedia, please go through Ayman al-Zawahiri. So, anyway, I just don't think about this. Okay, and the Americans say, no children, don't touch. But you're so... Americans did this to his family, ruthlessly. His daughter, how many years old, it's child. So no. Even though they Al-Qaeda against Shias, no, I'm not like that. I want your good. I want you to see the other side. So, I don't know how to put this. Sorry, may God remove the impediments of my tongue so I can communicate. Now, disquieting doubt. I'll come to disquieting doubts. Any other contradictory ayats. Signs of Allah. Aren't we told to honor the signs of Allah in the Quran ayats? I haven't even gone to have I gone to any Sunni sources explaining ayats away? No, I don't think so. Any Sunni hadiths or Shia hadiths right now. One I have. Hadith Mansalat. But that was from, yes. But even if you just take the Surah Maryam ayat, O sister of Harun, your mother was the people who were doubting Bibi Maryam, maybe the Jews at that time, and all who were there. She brought forth this child. He spoke to them. See, God here did not object. I don't know about any hadith or anything. Anyhow, so my religion, this was a religion truthful, not only personal pronoun, my religion, my security, my sanity, my health, my security. And so much fear cast. Now I can see. I can see the other side, like so much fear. A merciful prophet, even though the Bible may have verses upon verses saying that he's the true prophet, whatever verses upon verses that go with those verses of the Quran ayats, this fear cast, you break their idols, but okay, don't say, what was that ayat? Don't malign their gods, lest they do it in ignorance. Okay, now we go to Surah Maryam. Surah Maryam. Oh, here it is. I just took a pause. Surah Maryam, ayat 58. So the other Muslim is mocking me, or, trying to say, yeah, you lost. No, I haven't lost. Whenever the signs of Allah, there's these gestures coming in my vision, and I can feel sense perception. Whenever the signs of Allah most gracious were rehearsed to them, they would fall down in prostrate adoration and in tears, weeping, buqiya, ruqiya. These are the prophets upon whom Allah bestows His favor from the seed of Adam and from the seed. What is important here? From the seed of Adam. Those were some of the prophets on whom Allah did bestow His grace, of the posterity of Adam, and of those who carried in the ark with Noah, and of the posterity of Abraham and Israel, of those whom we guided and chose. Whenever the signs of Allah most gracious were rehearsed to them, they would fall down in prostrate adoration and in tears, weeping. They fell down in prostration, weeping. Ala Maududi, Abul Ala Maududi. Prostrating and weeping. What are these signs? What are these signs? We'll have to go quickly because it's, what time is it? 9:50 here. 9:50 p.m. What are these signs? You think the signs are written in the Holy Scriptures? Okay, if you think the signs written in the Holy Scriptures, and whenever they were recited, they would prostrate. Sujood. It's sujood. And what is the, sorry, what is 58 ayat, Surah Maryam, ayat 58. Thank you, Google search. My Islam, with tafsir, My Islam. You can read the tafsir. I'm sick and tired of reading tafsirs and all this. Signs of Allah. What are the signs of Allah? Surah Baqarah. Okay, honor the signs of Allah. Searching, Google search, sorry, just a minute. Honor the signs of Allah, Quran verse. So you can honor the signs of Allah, but you know where I'm getting at? Deities smashed into pieces. Dawat-e-Islami. Muslims to be mindful of the sanctity of the divine signs. Right? Arab News. Arabnews.com. Islam guides mankind to see signs of Allah. An article, news, Arab News has given. Islam guides mankind to see signs of Allah. Seeing them and honoring them, where's the honor? So we have to reach to the corpus, Quran, corpus.com, English translation. Such is his state, whoever holds in honor. Okay, it's not. Let's get it to the most translate. What a copy, view collection. Okay, how do I? This is desktop site. No, that maybe the easy. Is this the whole thing? Desktop, no. Okay, that is so, and whoever honors the symbols of Allah, indeed it is from the piety of hearts. Piety of hearts. Hazrat Abraham, I ask in Surah, where? Surah Anbiya, we are told he smashed the deities Were they not signs of Allah? In Surah Zumar, what are we told? Okay, that we are told, and God doesn't fail to mention that these who take apart from Allah gods, they say that we worship them in order to get near to Allah, the one God or something, right? So God will decide between them. God does not fail to mention that. I'm much aware of that surah and that verse in Surah Zumar. The groups or companies, surah companies. Okay, God does not fail to mention that. I didn't miss it. But here, chapter 22, Surah Al-Hajj, the pilgrimage. Here. That is so, and whoever honors the symbols, honors what is magnified, honoring the symbols now. Symbol of Allah and sacrifice of animals in brackets. Okay, Yusuf Ali. Okay, just be very, what shall I do? How shall I tell you? So you honor these symbols, signs of Allah, symbols of Allah. The deities are not symbols for the idol worshippers. They are not signs honored. Okay, you just don't say worship. Just because you don't put the word worship, some Sunni Muslims have given such problems, and on the face of it, reading the Quran, where does it say worship? It says honor the symbols of Allah. This is the way they get to Allah. Where do you bow? What is your Qibla? Do you bow to Allah? How is the niyat? Okay, now did you get this? Surah Hajj, chapter 22 of the Quran. Surah Hajj, ayat number 32. Ayat number 32. Honor the symbols. It is from the piety of hearts, devotion of the hearts, Pictal, Sai International, piety of the hearts. Honoring. What are you honoring? What is honor? Please see what honor is. Glory? Huh? So, Surah Hajj. Oh my God, how quickly I forget. Indeed, within the heavens are signs, ayats for the believers. No, honoring. Quran corpus. Surah Hajj, verse 32. Surah Hajj, verse 32. Okay? Surah Hajj. Surah Hajj. Honoring. Who do you bow to? In intention. But what is the direction? Kaaba. Makkah. Surah Hajj. Apparently, what is the direction? It's not Allah there. Allah is confined to this cube-shaped. Come on. So you see on the face of it, what do you see? How do you judge? Who is deciding for you? O humanity, fear your Lord for the violent quaking. 32, I'll take you to Surah 31, is it, or 32? It's Quran.com. So you say, Sunnis say Shias wrong, Shias say Sunnis wrong. Okay, we'll see. Both of them are wrong now, according to what I'm showing you. And I'm showing you with proof from the Quran ayats and reason. If you just use a little bit of your reason, not draw lots, which one shall we follow? This is, I know what I mean, but I start kidding. 11. Oh, I've just worship Allah on the verge of faith if they are blessed with something. There are some who worship Allah on the verge of faith if they are blessed with something good. Okay, throw this ayat on my face. Because I have groaned and moaned. They invoke those who worship leads to harm, not benefit. What an evil patron and what an evil associate. Wretched is such a companion. He rather prays to someone whose harm is more likely than his benefit. What a terrible protector and what a terrible associate. Indeed, Allah will admit those who believe in good gardens. Whoever thinks that Allah will not help his prophet in this world and in the hereafter, let them stretch out a rope to the ceiling and strangle themselves. Then let them see if this plan will do away with the cause of their rage. Allah, are we so stupid? Or were the disbelievers so stupid that they would do this? Strangle themselves? You are telling them, who do you think you are? Whoever thinks that Allah will not help his prophet in this world, oh, he didn't. I will tell you why. Aisha's hadiths have come, Sunni Shias, to tell us what a stupid man this was. He hit Aisha, he punched her. And that hadith from the Umayyads have come, I will tell you. Majority of Sunnis, Shias are with Umayyah. Abu Sufyan. Majority Muslims. If you say anything against the Sahaba, they will come and kill you. No. Surah what? Surah Tahrim. Why are you pleasing your wives? Oh, we are told he was always so pleasing to the pretender Mu'mineen, Mu'minat also. So pleasing, that other ayat somewhere in Surah. Yeah. The wives. Baba, the wives are trying to tell you something. The Sunnis, we know they are following. Who are they following? You know? They are not following Prophet Muhammad's Islam. They are following Abu Sufyan, Umayyads. Here. I mean, what? This not help his prophet in this world and the hereafter? Let them stretch out a rope. Do you think they are so crazy to do this kind of a thing? And you're going to show us that you will help your prophet in this world and the hereafter. Show us. So then you know what he will say. You are threatening me to show you? I will kill you. Or something. Like wait for the punishment. It surely will befall you, Zahra. Like that. So the stupidity. And which was, I will forget, Quran clear verses. And so we revealed this Quran as clear verses, and Allah certainly guides whoever He wills. Indeed, the believers, Jews, Sabians, Christians, Magi, Maggie noodles, and the polytheists, I'm just kidding. Allah will judge between them, all on Judgment Day. Surely Allah is a witness over all things, okay? Allah is so good, He will judge between them. They have nothing to fear. Does it say? No, not here. Do you not see that Allah bow down on submission all those in heaven's mountains? Okay. And opposing groups that disagree. What is this? Prophet? Allah prostrates. Do you not see that to Allah prostrate? Why does one translation? It's taking my time anyways. Opponents who have disputed about their Lord, as for those who disbelieve, garments from a fire shall be tailored for them, and boiling water shall be poured from over their heads. These are two opponents who have disputed about their Lord. As for those who disbelieve, Garments from fire shall be tailored for them, and boiling water shall be poured from over their heads. So we are told, about that stone, the fire, because, we are told that we take the fire. God does not. God is so great. He doesn't have hell. He did not create hell. We are the ones creating hell for ourselves and the fire and everything. And the angels who will be there. We didn't create the angels, but the stones there in hell. Like there will be people and there will be fuel for the fire, stones. Why poor stones? They haven't done anything. We are told that we are going to take our fire to hell. We create hell. When we create hell for others, Allah never has done. God the Almighty never does such a thing. And I'm very serious about this. I'm not joking. I agree to that. When the Muslims say, we understand that, they say, how can Allah do this? That create hell and fire and all this. See? And awaiting them are maces of iron. Whenever they try to escape from hell, out of anguish, they will be forced back into it and will be told, taste the torment of burning. So these two disputants, antagonists, dispute with each other about their Lord. Like fire, garments, this is too much. Maybe they are just arguing. They're just having a discussion. Whenever they try to escape from hell out of anguish, they will be forced back into it. Maybe it is Shia and Sunni. Because, later on, I think this verse is on schism. But Allah will surely admit those who believe. I don't want to, no, sorry. I've jumped my gun. Sorry, garments, silken garments. Okay, and for them they are guided to the best of speech, and they have been guided to commendable path. Best of speech. I've read the Maktal. Best of speech, huh? Wild asses running from a lion's verse in the Quran. Wild asses. Donkeys carrying those Jews who don't want to listen to the word of, let's say, Moses, and they've distorted. They're like, that's right, okay, but donkeys, like carrying, they didn't understand the word of Yahweh from their own Torah. So donkeys have books on their, back. And why? What's wrong with a donkey? Huh? Like frightened asses. What's wrong with an ass? Ass is another donkey species. You can call them donkey, you can call them asses. Indeed, those who persist in disbelief and hinder others from the way of Allah and from the sacred mosque which we have appointed for all people, residents and visitors alike, only Muslims, what all people, along with whoever intends to deviate by doing wrong in it, we will cause them to taste a painful punishment. No, this is not about the schism. Why were they arguing? Having a dispute on Allah and molten this, whoever doesn't listen to the word of Allah. If you don't listen to the word of Allah, garments of fire, only because you disputed about Allah with one another, blaspheme. So that's why blaspheme, they burnt Muslim. They burned this man who burnt the Quran. But let's suppose he had not burnt the Quran. You know what the Pakistani Muslims have another, they can, these two antagonists dispute with each other about their Lord. But those who deny their Lord, for them will be cut out a garment. If you deny the Lord, okay, if you deny, contend concerning the Lord. But as for those who disbelieve, okay, if you deny the Lord, if you disbelieve, garments with already God Why are you Muslims killing us and burning us, melting their insides as well as their skins? Okay, I just skipped some ayats here, and awaiting them are maces of iron, only for denying Allah. Blasphemy. I'm not into the Bible. I'm just giving you verses, so just check your faith. But I don't believe in the Abrahamic. Comments so far. Wait a minute. This is really scary. 22 of Surah Hajj. Whenever they try to escape from hell out of anguish, they will be forced back into it and be told, taste the torment of burning. This is gruesome. But Allah will surely admit those who believe and do good works to enter gardens beneath, under which pearls and gold, and they will be in silk garments. 24. For they have been guided to the best of speech. Best of speech. Again. I derailed and I am deranged. 24. Verse 24 of Surah Hajj. For they have been guided to the best of speech. Mal'oon la'een. Best of speech, cursed. Yes. No. Your Allah talks on haqq. Indeed, those who persist in disbelief and hinder. And what about that nikah? What is it? And best of speech. Have you seen in that surah, some Surah Rahman? No, like breasts. Breasts. Best of speech. There we are told Imam Sajjad, right? Imam Jafar Sadiq. Sometimes Imam Sajjad, Imam Zainal Abidin in Karbala is saying, I don't want to hear women voices coming out. What does the Quran say? How is it describing women? God only thinks of breasts? Huh? We cannot talk, we can't even say, like we were, unless one is mad or something perverted. There's a Quran ayat. Voluptuous women with breasts, something like that, protruding, and so oh my God, it means, oh, how God is. How are you going to sit with your alima female? Segregate them. Because if this verse comes, then more arousal very quickly. Shaitan, come quickly. Men, women sitting in classroom, not able, like voluptuous women you will get with breasts, well-shaped, well-made breasts. What? And remember when we assigned Abraham to the site of house, saying, do not associate anyone with me in worship, and purify my house of Allah, right? Associate anything and purify my house for those who circumambulate, and those who stand, and those who bow, and those who prostrate. 3. Okay? And call all people to the pilgrimage. They will come to you on foot and on every lean camel from every distant path. And they obtain the benefits in store for them, and pronounce the name of Allah on appointed days over the sacrificial animals. Yes, provide so eat, okay. And what? Distress the poor. Huh? And feed the distressed ones in want. Miserable and the poor. Feed the miserable and the poor. Very, very poor. Then let them groom themselves, fulfill your vows, and circle the ancient house. That is so, and whoever honors the rituals of Allah is best for them in sight of their Lord. Here we come. The meat of cattle has been made lawful for you, except what has already been recited to you. So shun the impurity of idolatry. and shun words of falsehood. Honor. What does it say here? We've come to verse 30. That, and whoever honors the sacred rights of Allah. Okay, this is about the sacred rights of Allah. Then we come to 31. Being upright to Allah, not associating partners. Obey Allah and obey the messenger. That's not associating with Allah. Believe in Allah and believe in the messenger. That's not associating with Allah. Associating partners with Him. And whoever associates partners with Allah, then it is as though he had fallen from the sky and had snatched him, the birds, or sorry, excuse me, had blown him, the wind, to, like a wind has blown and he's like, garbage, a place really this far off. I can now see that this prophet, something wrong with this. So much gruesome hell. What, and his really someone like who has devotion associating in worship. Where's that one where the symbols? Whoever honors the symbol. 32 we come to verse. Here it is. I thought I would never come to this. Verse 32, Surah Hajj. That is so, and whoever honors the symbols of Allah, it is certainly out of the piety of heart. Just the verse before it, just want to, so 31, be upright in devotion to Allah, associating none with Him in worship. For whoever associates others with Allah is like someone who has fallen from the sky and is either snatched away by birds. Maybe you are very dumb. Maybe we need to associate with Allah idols, because see how dumb it has become. This verse tells you. Oh my God. For whoever associates others with Allah is like someone who has fallen from the sky and is either snatched away by birds, like ravens are coming now, eating us, or the wind drives him away to a far-off place. Like scattered kachre. We are garbage, we are rubbish. You idolaters associating with Allah, you know what you are? You're fallen from the sky and snatched by birds or the wind, carried him down into a remote place. What are you? Paheli, a parable for you. What are you? Tell me. Verse 31, Surah Hajj. You are like rubbish. After that, you are like, what in the end? What are you? Swept away by wind, like the garbage, the sand, everything. The wind has scattered you. 32, your pieces. You've fallen from the sky. You know how many pieces you're shattered into? Like Hazrat Abraham shattered even worse than that. Verse 32, that is so, and whoever honors the symbols of Allah, it is certainly out of the piety of heart. Honor that, and whoever honors the symbols of Allah, honor. With honors. Do you remember that movie? So do not. Walt Whitman, quote from Walt Whitman in that movie, with honors, an American movie. You may benefit from sacrificial animals for an appointed term, then the place of sacrifice is at the ancient house. You may. For every community we appointed a rite of sacrifice so that they may pronounce the name of Allah over the sacrificial animals He has provided for them. For your God is only one God. So submit yourself to Him alone, otherwise bang, bang, bang. Dang, dang, dang. And give good news, O Prophet, to the humble. Very, very humble. I don't want to act humble at all. This kind of humility. All made up. Those whose hearts tremble at the remembrance of Allah, who patiently endure whatever may befall them. What is this? Who patiently endure whatever may befall them. Meaning from disbelievers, hypocrites. Didn't I just hear you say in Surah Muhammad, when you meet them, smite them, in Surah Azab, what did you say? This is the way of Allah with the hypocrites and the disbelievers. Maybe the Shias will say she does not understand. These are ayats of some other. Contextually, you have to read the Quran and observe patience against whatever befalls them from Allah or from Prophet Muhammad or from this world or from disbelievers or hypocrites. Whatever afflictions, establish prayer and those who spend from what we have provided them. 36. And we have made sacrificial camels and cattle among the symbols of Allah, in which there is much good for you. Much good for you. Yes. Symbols of Allah in which there's no good, no harm will these idols, deities give you. Idol worshippers, no good in them. But these animals, you just eat. Much benefit. So pronounce the name of Allah over them. Lifeless. Once they have fallen lifeless on their sides, excuse me, you may eat from their meat and feed the needy. I knew something will happen to my throat. After another hour, before that 2 hours. Now tell me, is this verse 36, Surah Hajj, sacrificial animals, symbols of Allah, that we are told to honor. Put garlands on them. Where's that verse? When you take them for sacrifice, you've put garlands on them, these poor animals. They don't even know that they're going to be, and you've put garlands and all this. But your Allah knows. This is what I used to think as a Muslim Shia. Because this knife, Allah knows. Allah gave us, we say we have to be patient, right? And they are being used for the good benefit of us. But can you now read this? Now I cannot read this. I can read it, but it doesn't make sense to me now. Verse 36. You know what? We have made sacrificial camels and cattle among the symbols of Allah. Among the symbols of Allah. Sacrificial camels and cattle, in which there is much good for you. So pronounce the name of Allah over them when they are lined up for sacrifice. This is a built up. Here, when Allah wants to sacrifice animals, what are we told in the previous somewhere ayat? Whatever befalls you, be patient. 35, verse 35. Those whose hearts tremble at the remembrance of Allah, who patiently endure whatever may befall them. I know Muhammad now. I know it's Allah. You see how he has built this up now. Here be patient, patiently endure, whatever may, because he's going to cut the sacrificial animals. So pronounce the name of Allah over them when they are lined up for sacrifice. Oh my God, Allah. Once they have fallen lifeless on their sides, now this is like fallen lifeless on their sides, you may eat from their meat and feed the needy. What do you do? Once they've fallen lifeless on their sides, like they're dead, no, in Islam you're not allowed to. But there's another ayat. I don't know what it means here. And when they are drawn their sides, then eat. They are fallen, and when are down, not drawn, are down their sides. Oh, Allah is trying to tell you something, reveal something. Very, very horrific, devastating. Once they have fallen lifeless on their sides, you may eat from their meat and feed the needy, those who do not beg, and those who do. In this way you have subjected these animals to you, so that you may be grateful. Very, very good for Mu'mineen, Mu'minat, believers, male and female. Neither their meat nor blood reaches Allah. Rather, it is your piety that reaches Him. What is your piety? How does it come? When you honor the symbols of Allah. This is how He has subjected them to you, so that you may proclaim the greatness of Allah for what He has guided you to, and give good news to the good doers. I have no words. Like I can't bring up my heart to say words to express what this man is about. Verse 38. Indeed, Allah defends those who believe. Surely Allah does not like whoever is deceitful. What? No, this is not a treacherous. What, rascal, or what? What is the word here? Call yourself that. Treacherous. Ungrateful. Treacherous has come. See? Muhammad knows there are deceitful, hypocrites, disbelievers. So, whether you like it or not, I have to tell you, does not love any treacherous, ungrateful. This means that Allah cannot love Prophet Muhammad, because I have proven he's treacherous in my previous videos somewhere. 39. Permission to fight is hereby granted to those being fought for they have been wronged. Mercy and victory. Now where was I proclaiming our Lord is Allah, and I replied, aggression some people by means of others, destruction would have surely claimed monasteries, churches, synagogues, and mosques. There are those who have been expelled from their homes for no reason other than proclaiming our Lord is Allah. And had Allah not repelled the aggression of some people by means of others, destruction would have surely claimed monasteries, churches, synagogues, and mosques. Now what are we doing? Muslims and Christians and Jews. Where are we? Are we together? Are you all together? Jews, Christians, Muslims united? What is I'll have to look at this first. I wasn't ready for this. But honor and then, so if some Muslim will say, honoring symbols is not mentioned, that's why I did not take you to Surah Maryam first. they prostrate when they see the signs of Allah. I've already done this. These verses and what I've said. So upper hand, when you have the upper hand, don't cry for peace. Or, when you're weak. But just go for it. Kill them. Take them, seize them. Surah Azab, verse 60 to 62. This is the way of Allah. Seize them and massacre them, slay them and slaughter them. And I'm not exaggerating. Am I? You might say that the Westerners, Europe, they don't want Islam to flourish. They are against Islam. And the Surah Baqarah, okay, but it doesn't say that honor the relics of Musa and Ibrahim, the family of Ibrahim. No, it doesn't say honor the Tabut, which the angels carry, right? So this is for mostly those Sunnis who say this against the Shias, but now we are here completely trying to, haven't I proven it, the signs of Allah? On one hand, you say symbols, signs of Allah, no associate, but you have a messenger who you have to believe in. You have to obey. You have to honor and help. You have to obey even if it is against yourselves. On the other hand, sometimes we are told if affliction afflicts you, what happens in that ayat? Be patient. But was Muhammad was patient before in Makkah, but the Zahra, these Christians, they think no end of themselves and they are enemies, like we are told in the Quran. It is proven on YouTube. Sam Shaman, okay, that they will never like you unless you come in their religion. They will never be your friends. Okay, you have shown me that truth. And what am I showing you? All this, signs of Allah. Now where have I reached? Showing you. Disquieting doubt, so haram. You can go through, doubt is haram. Surah 42, verse 14. Let's see, also this also. Doubt is haram. If you doubt after having, like I was born in this Shia Islam, after having done your research, can you say? And you find that this is wrong. This doesn't make sense to you anymore. There was treachery in this prophet. Because he says there are treacherous people. They did not split up except after knowledge had come to them. And then only because they wished to commit excesses against each other. Now who is committing excesses against each other? Muslims, enemies of Jews. Muslims, enemies of Christians. Christians, enemies of Muslims. Like Sam Shaman Christians on YouTube. They will not rest until they make you all of you, Muslims, Christians. They are bringing the word of the Quran right. Yes, they are proving it. Had your Lord not already decreed that judgment would be made later at an appointed time, the matter between them would surely have been decided once and for all. They did not split up except blaming the people always. You brought all these different prophets at different times, and now the Jews stuck on their Old Testament, Christians stuck on Jesus, Muslims stuck on Prophet Muhammad. At least these Jews and Christians are not fighting as much, not in so much disagreement. But the Muslims, idol worshippers, against doubters, against even their own Muslims trying to kill Shias, Ahmadis, on blasphemy, on this. At least the Christians are not killing us on blasphemy. Although there may be a law in their Bible, they don't see it. They don't even care much, perhaps. I don't know. They've changed it. They can reform it. Maybe in a good way. I should put a good word for them. But no, by haq, really, by truth, on truth and justice. Maybe they have reformed themselves and they've come to the modern times and all this. But their Bible very strict. You can't reform the Bible. But everyone is seeing their own way. Excuse me. Now these Christians like Sam Shamoun, they will not rest. But you know, who can the Muslims blame but themselves? You say yes. But if I say they can, okay, you have been targeted, I understand. So have we Shias. I was from the minority Muslim. And what do the Sunnis say? You're not a Muslim. Ahmadis are near to the Sunni Muslims, in worship style and all this. They say Ahmadis because of that Ahmad Mirza. This fallen on my new t-shirt I washed. Sorry, not new. Signs of Allah. So you honor these relics, right? Deity, I cannot say, I can just not bring the right word. I'm just, so 1 hour, 36 minutes, what time is it? 10:36. Is it not enough? And how much can I show you to convince you? Signs of Allah. I'm no Christian who is not happy that you are not on their side, a Christian, to come and change you on YouTube. I don't have an agenda from India. I don't. What is my reason? Because I care. And I see now what devastation that the whole truth, justice, was not on the side of Muhammad, Ali, Fatima, Hassan, Hussein, or the Imams of the Ahlul Bayt, but the Bani Umayya side, the pagan idol worshipper, Abu Sufyan side, the Jews side, Madani Jews from Medina. That's why I'm doing this, for the sake of truth and justice. And then if you see it, please get out of this religion. It is a very dangerous religion. It's divided. Abrahamic, the whole Abrahamic I blame for dividing. Because you see that verse, Allah said, your monasteries, mosques, your synagogues would not be protected, safe. But what is happening here? All of you, Abrahamic religion in conflict. So, what else is there that I can... Disquieting doubt. Is it haram? No, wait a minute. Where are the verses of disquieting? Which verse there was? This is Surah 40. No, give me disquieting doubt here. Who are in a disquieting doubt? I'm just searching. Quran ayat. I searched. 42, Surah 42, verse 14. Surah Ibrahim, Aleph. Indeed, we are about that to which you invite us in disquieting doubt. Surah Fussilat. And if there comes to you from Satan and evil. Indeed, they are concerned in disquieting doubt. Surah Sabah. So this was verses 36 to 46, Surah Fussilat. Sorry, I don't have much time in this video. Indeed, we have given Moses the scripture. Indeed, they are concerning it, the Quran, in disquieting doubt. And we gave Musa the book, then it was disputed about. And indeed, they are concerning it, the Quran, in disquieting doubt. So all these verses, 15 to 40 Hijr, these are the verses of clear Quran. How clear is it? I'm in a mess. I don't understand. And moreover, I think there are contradictory ayats which I've hopefully established. And the Sunni Shias are going to come, Quran experts come. What else is there that I can, this. On one hand, he says, like, be patient, whatever afflicts you. But if you disobey the messenger, okay, he says to the messenger, Allah is saying to his messenger, you be courteous and all this. You know what's happening? If you disobey, what happens? If you disobey, now what happens to you? When will this happen to you? If you disobey this messenger, not even malign, but disobey the messenger. Not even Allah, this messenger, Quran ayat. If you disobey this messenger, or you believe, obey Allah and obey the messenger and those in authority among you, then if you, and it becometh not a believing man or a believing woman when Allah, oh yes, so disobeying Allah, and verses about disobeying Allah and his messenger. What happens in this same, is it in Surah Azab? Verses about which QuranVerses.net. I hope this time disobeying Allah and his messenger. So when they were insolent about which they had been, what is the punishment? Quran ayat, how you fear, so hamstrung. They are wasting my time here. These Muslims really. Obedience to Allah and his messenger, when he invites you to which life is good, yeah. What happens when you disobey? What is the punishment? If you disobey the messenger, hellfire. Hellfire, what punishment? Hellfire. You are doomed. Quran ayat, please. Whoever disobeys Allah and his messenger, for him is the fire of hell. So bear patiently what they say. Surah Tahrim verses. O you who believe, save yourselves and your families from a fire, the fuel of which is human beings and stones. Now this is for you annoyed. These wives had annoyed. Surah, I'm angry, but of course my anger is very, very, like, I'm not going to kill anyone. Neither do I ever want to harm anyone or wanted to harm anyone. Yeah, your prophet and my prophet, such great speech, you know, good speech, never abused or anything. Never abuses anyone. Okay? Worst of creatures never abuses anyone. Calls the disbelievers, and all these terrible punishments, never abuses. Put them in the hellfire, never abuses. No, he... Worst of creatures, he's called whom? Worst of creatures, you know. This is not abuse, no. This is on haq, he's saying. worst of creatures, Quran ayat. Al-Bayyina, Al-Bayyina, 98 surah. The disbelievers among the people of the book and the pagans will dwell forever in hell. Who disbelieved among the people of the scripture and the polytheists will be in the fire of hell, abiding eternally therein. Those are the worst of creatures, created beings. They are the worst of created beings. They are the worst of men. Baba, because it's very important, worst of men. You know who has created them? Because you have created them. If he puts created beings, this means that Allah created them. So in the end, the whole thing, bottom line is, you created them. They will complain to you. Look at the confusion in the Abrahamic religions. So, someone has more knowledge, like Sam Shaman, you'll be insulted through and through. And you'll never forgive a Christian ever. Will be in hellfire. So this is what they're showing us. They're showing us that Quran ayat, they're proving it by their behavior. You don't have to see what they're trying to say. You see? But I'm here to prove something about this horrible, devastating, that this prophet is a false prophet. Surely those who disbelieve from among hell, abiding eternally therein, they are the worst of the creatures. Like, you can say that, Baba, they are the worst of, you've got, calling someone creatures, literally. They who are the most evil beings. Dr. Ghali, but Dr. Ghali, the sound is not coming here. I want to know even the ayat.
إن الذين كفروا من أهل الكتاب والمشركين في نار جهنم خالدين فيها أولئك هم شر البرية.
Those who are the worst of the creatures, are the worst. God doesn't even want to call them human beings, but creatures, okay? So these are the worst of the creatures, the disbelievers. Disbelievers and indeed, they who disbelieved among the people of the scriptures, meaning Jews and Christians, and the polytheists, will be in the fire of hell, abiding eternally therein. Those are the worst of creatures. What does this does it of the worst creature of the creatures? Are the worst of the creatures, like they're worse than animals? I don't know. A creature. What is a creature? Maybe David Wood should explain this to us. Without any creature meaning. So this is the way definition. An animal as distinct from a human being. Animal. And you are really great in speech. So even if they are the word, they have been going away from the scriptures, can't believe it. You at least don't be like this, calling them the worst of creatures. But you say Allah has called them. Even I didn't call them. A person or organization considered to be under the complete control of another. What is the real meaning of creature? Something created, either animate or inanimate, such as a lower animal, especially a farm animal, be a human being, a being of anomalous, uncertain aspect or nature, creatures of fantasy, creatures. So anyways, this is, on one side, really, I hope you read through this, you listen with your hearts, minds and souls, and you don't harm, and you don't call people names just because you are Allah called these people who didn't listen to their scriptures, the worst of creatures. Surah Baina. Let's go. Surah Baina. So please, and then the Hanbalis, calling the Shias the worst of creatures because they follow their Imam Hanbal. If you follow what Imam Hanbal said, he said Shias are worse than who? These. The people of the book and the polytheists. And they are the polytheists, but they are worst. So unless there comes to them a clear proof, those who disbelieve from among the people of the book and the polytheists were not expected to desist from their wrong beliefs unless there comes to them a clear proof. Supreme evidence came up to them. A messenger from Allah who recites the purified scrolls containing right and straight writings. And those who were given the book did not disagree, but after the clear proof came to them. This is about Surah Baina is clear proof, the clear proof. Surah, 5th ayat, while they were not ordered but to worship Allah, making their submission exclusive for Him, with no deviation, and to establish salah and pay zakah, and that is the way of the straight religion. Surely those who disbelieve from among, who did they disbelieve in? Until yet all that they had been commanded was that they serve Allah. Please give me a footnote. Is there a footnote of this? No. Yes. Tafhim al-Quran, Al-Maududi. Yeah, because Al-Maududi was there. A legal declaration of a person's wishes regarding the disposal of his property. What's this? No, will. Oh, no. A footnote. That is, they are worse than all creatures of God, even animals, for the animals do not possess reason and power. But these people reject the truth in spite of having reason and authority. Footnote. Quran.com, thank you. You can have a look at this. But anyways, a footnote. Oh, sorry, there's a flash on my hand. I'm a bit tired. As for those who believed and did righteous deeds, they are the best of all human beings. So they are the worst. Some are the worst and some are the best. And those who believed in, how can I believe in the Prophet Muhammad? I read the Quran and it is terrible. Indeed, they who disbelieved among the people of the scriptures and the policy. I haven't even reached Surah Azab in this so I don't know what this means. Anyways, I don't know. And I have to be very careful because, some Christians could be used on YouTube to show that they are bringing this right. They don't want you to, this ayat in the Quran. So I have to be very careful and so that they don't take me to something that, unless, like some other Christians there I don't want to name, this could be an agenda of the Muslims behind all this. So I'm after the truth, Baba. Please. I'm not after any my own security that this religion has given me and I'm right and my Islam is true and I have to by force, by hook or by crook, have to prove around the world that the ayats of Islam are true, they're coming true, and this is what will happen. Disquieting doubt. So if you are in a disquieting doubt, what happens? Quran ayat. Surah Ibrahim and Moses said, what happens when you disbelieve, you disobey? When you don't, see, because he says Allah, you have to believe in Allah and what happens? Let's read Surah Azab ayats. Again we go there, because I think in Surah Azab ayat, there is this ayat where it says, the Google search is not giving it properly to me this time. O Prophet, fear Allah and do not obey the disbeliever. Follow what is revealed to you from your Lord. And place your trust in Allah. And Zihar, mother. And so if you want to say your Prophet is right because you just want to be right, then I cannot help you. Or out of fear that, the gory things given here are gruesome. The Prophet is closer to the believers than their own selves. Mutual kinship. Okay, where does it say? Maybe 20 ayat? No, that's when they waged a war and the believers were then put to severe test and were violently convulsed. Then came upon them from above you and below you, your eyes were stupefied horror. And remember when the hypocrites and Maladin are saying Allah and His Messenger did not promise us but deceitfully. And there's no place for us to stay back. Group of them seeking permission from the Prophet. Our homes are vulnerable and in no way their privacies decided that they would. So Rasulullah kept away from Hajj one time, sending Abu Bakr, the hadith, and if Medina is entered by the enemy in all sides, they are asked to join the masjid. And I'm for one thing, a disclaimer, and that I cannot, if you follow that, your stubbornness, your bigotry, and your dogma about and your fears, then you will have to remain in this. I cannot convince you whether you are Shia, Sunni, or Muslim, of Quran only. I cannot then convince you. And if you are using the Christians, buying them and using them on YouTube to bring that ayat come true about Christians, and Jews also, who will not be happy that you are Muslim. They will they cannot be your friends. They will never be your friends. Say, who is there to protect you from Allah if evil were to touch you? Oh, goodness. Coming along with the salat. What is this? Greed against you. But when fear comes, spoils a war from you. I don't know what this is. I'm trying to reach that. Indeed, good model for you and Messenger of Allah. For one who has hope in Allah. Okay? And when the true believers saw the clans, they said, this is what Allah and His Messenger promised us. Allah and His Messenger are true. Yes. You see why Allah and His Messenger. As for the true believers, when they saw the invading confederates, They cried out, this is what Allah and His Messenger had promised us. And what they have been provoked to come and fight him. Now I can see more clearly. Among the believers there are men. You know what this promise was? Invading Give me footnotes, please. After drawing attention to the model of the Prophet, Allah now presents a model of His companions, so that the character of the false claimants to faith and of the sincere followers of the Messenger, peace be upon him, is clearly contrasted. Number 2, His Messenger had promised us and what Allah about the promise. Although both were alike apparently in affirmation of the faith, both were counted as Muslims. Prayers separated from each as soon as the time of trial approached. What? Trial approach. Here's the one should keep us. What's the promise that Allah and His Messenger had made with us were nothing but a delusion. O Messenger, meaning of the promise. So you can read this. Among the believers, there are men who came true to their cause. Okay. Yeah, when the tribes, confederates met, they said Allah and the hypocrites in case. Okay, there's a great torment for the hypocrites. Disbelievers, raging fire. Allah has turned back the disbelievers with all their rage. I thought it was rage, sorry. Okay, and He has brought those of the people of the book who had backed them down from their fortresses and cast awe into their hearts, so as to make you kill some of them and take others as captives. And then you can also ransom or free them, captives. Verse 26 of Ahzab, Surah Ahzab. And He let you inherit their land and their homes and the wealth and the land you have not trodden so far. So far, so good. Great for you Muslims and Rasulullah. And Allah is powerful to do anything. What Allah brought down from their fortresses, those people of the book, Jews, remember Jews, who had supported the invading confederates and cast such terror into their hearts that some of them you kill and some of them you take captive. And He let you inherit their land against their own, spoils of war, right? And their homes and their wealth, their homes. And you would tell us that Makkah, the idol worshippers did it to the Muslims, beginners, starters, Rasulullah. Well, you did the same thing, didn't you? Isn't the Hisab Kitab tallying now, balanced? All the time, curses on them, their fire forever. Okay, so you now have taken your revenge on them. And you have taken them captive. You let them inherit. Allah let you inherit their land. You've got wealth, their homes. You know who? This is not the disbelievers. Still, you're going to curse them. You've said molten brass and God knows what, garments made of fire. And He let you inherit their land. You have smitten their necks, subdued them, firmly, Surah Muhammad ayat, firmly bound them. Then what have you done? Here, what does the ayat say? Rasulullah has done. Mu'mineen, Muslimat, Shias. What has Rasulullah done? They deserved it, okay? So they deserved it. Now you have won, haven't you, here? What all the time? Put them in hell, this, that. It's a nightmare, these verses. Some of it is treacherous and deceiving. And he let you inherit the land. Of course, you Imams are going to inherit this whole world. Good for you, welcome. Enjoy mutas and all this, captivities, slave girls. And he let you inherit the land. Also say they're women and slave girls. And he also let you, of them you take captive. And some of them you kill them. You cast terror in their hearts, invading Confederates who had supported the invading Confederates. People of the book, you didn't leave them. Muslims of that time, you didn't leave them. Inherit their land and their residences, their houses, and their riches, and a land you have not trodden even, not as yet. You also, for you Muslims, Shias, you too. How you have, our religious scholars, Imams have lied to us. O Prophet, say to your wives, if you intend wali, oh, please. Yeah. What happens to you if you disobey this Prophet? Your end will be, not your end, your middle will be, you will be miserable like Zainab bin Josh was in marriage. And then you give all these, just look at this ayat, please. You think, yes, Rasulullah found. This is a warrior of God, Ali, and Muhammad Ali. Ali Muhammad, adrikni. Come to our aid, come to your aid. What have you done? Allah made you inherit the land, their dwellings, their houses, and their goods, and a piece of land on which you had not yet trodden. Verily Allah has power over all things. And He caused you to inherit. Where's that pen? Oh God. That's stupid. Oops. Shaitan, get away from me. Let me find that Muslim shaitan. See? It got away. Jai Kali. Oh, sorry. Excuse me. I'm not a Hindu, but just kidding. And He caused you to inherit their land. Of course, what do you think? Rasulullah won Medina, his houses, and their houses. And they're like Umar came and broke my house and wanted to burn, broke my door. And you had trodden, and Allah is on everything all powerful. Now Shias are still crying, and He caused you to inherit their land. Please go to Damascus. No, that if Sunni, you have Iran, and He caused you to inherit their land and their houses. Your Rasulullah, your grandfather, great-great-grandfather, the Prophet of Islam, the best of all best, the best, Balaghul Ula bi Kamali. This and their properties and a land. Not, oh, you had trodden. You had not even trodden that, but you inherited that too. Your all-powerful Allah did it. You want me to believe in this all-powerful Allah of yours? What did you do? Allah brought down from the fortresses of foundations, supports, those people of the book who had supported the invading Confederates and cast such terror into their hearts that some of them you kill and some of them you take captive. Daddy, Shia, why is it that you people are like this? Don't cry over spilled milk. And then only even my sister passed away. She was actually choked to death because of the caretaker's negligence years back. Infant sister. Bottle feeding. Why cry over spilled milk? But this Imam Hussain is taking Ali Asghar. We will never forget. And more, like I'm just using the lowest argument, an example that my father would give. Don't cry over spilled milk. We will never go to the grave of that little girl. Infant. What little girl? Oh, and still cursed, cursed, cursed. We will never ever, God will forgive you. Allahu Akbar. La'in mal'oon. Wherever they are found, seized. And Sunnis, listen, if you're thinking that you should go after the Shias, think, why are you abusing, cursing these? Still, they are look at what your Prophet, your Allah's way, it is your Allah's way. Surely Muslim men and women believing. And more, let me show you. Shall I go to verse 60? When God and his messenger have decided on a matter that concerns them, it is not fitting for a believing woman claim free. Oh, that verse below 70 something. If you disbelieve, if you disobey on the day, where is it, Surah Azab? I had mentioned it in the previous. It is who lavishes his blessings on you. 73? No, there's no 73 ayat here. There is, because you haven't gone below. You see? As for those who heard believing men utter with his own, now his messenger, verily those who cause annoyance to Allah and to his messenger, Allah has cursed them. Humiliating also in the end, hereafter. Not only in this life, but in the hereafter, in this world, and prepare for them a humiliating punishment. You have inherited their houses. What was that verse? Number. Now I have forgotten, oh prophecy, the number, daughters, women. What happens when you have inherited, you overcame them. You're going to the land that you haven't even trodden their land. The day their faces will be rolled in the fire, they will say, oh, with that we had obeyed Allah and obeyed the messenger. What happens when you disobey? Therein they shall abide forever. They shall find none to protect or help them. Who were these? Allah has cursed the unbelievers and has prepared for them a blazing fire. Again and again. Go up and this, go down, go other ayats and this. 64. Surely Allah has cursed the infidels and has prepared for them a flaming fire. People asked you concerning the hour. People asked you. Okay. So that was I have given it in my videos previously, that verse, where you face flipped in fire of hell. 62. This is the way of Allah practice. What is the way of Allah? They shall be cursed from all around, and they shall be ruthlessly killed wherever they are seized. No footnotes? Abu Ala Maududi, Tafhim al-Quran. They shall be cursed from all around, and they shall be ruthlessly killed wherever they are found. Accursed wherever they are found, seized, being seized, and massacred completely, say International. I mean, what else do you want for me to show you? Isn't this enough? It is too much for me to even take. I was a former Shia. I have no agenda against Shia Sunni. I have the Sunnis used to kill the Shias in Pakistan. A lot of genocide happened. So yes, I was angry, hurt, pissed. I had to stop the injustices. Did my best. But I have no agenda against Shia Islam. I had no agenda. How much? When will you people realize? They finally overcame them, they seized them, they even struck at them. What was this? Completely massacred. The Confederates and this, the Medinan Jews, they took their homes and places where they haven't even gone. They conquered that. Their homes. Who are they? Believers, Rasulullah, Allah, the All-Powerful. They took their homes. Jews, idol worshippers, not only their land, they took their homes, residence, not only their land, not only their wealth also. They took it. They took their lives, took some of them captives. Surah Ahzab, I'm not saying it. Quran ayahs. This is not a hadith. Surah Ahzab. Still, you love the Prophet, you honor the Prophet. Help, assist him against me. Still Shias, you honor the grandson of the Prophet, the daughter of the Prophet, the Holy Prophet. Huh? What kind of a heart do you have? Please tell me. Experts in the Quran didn't see this? Now I'm showing you. What time is it? I have to upload this video. So enough with my speech. It is 11:18 right now, p.m. in here, where I am. Okay, thank you very much. I will have to upload this, so I have to cut myself and come back later. So before the night is over, for the Muslims, 12 o'clock for the Westerners also, whoever is following this time, 12 o'clock a.m. will start. So let me just now upload this. I have proven that this is a false prophet. Thank you so much.